Lisa's worst breakup story. This is really bad. So imagine, if you will, Christmas Day. Snow is falling. You're standing in the middle of a street with your boyfriend. He hands you a note and stands there while you read it. And in the note, he breaks up with you. Right? But it's okay, she quickly recovered because she has the most beautiful hair I've seen on God's green earth, and you will see it here in a second. It is like, I told her I had a girl crush on her, and then she said she had a girl crush on me, so stuff is gonna happen. And with that, I am no longer crying. So get ready to learn a whole lot from Lisa. Please give her a round of applause. Look at her hair and her brain.
Hashtag hair goals is actually what she said to me. And the interesting thing about all of this is that my hairdresser is in the audience, and the woman I'm going to talk about in my talk is in the audience. So I run a place called the Neurosculpting Institute, which is a beautiful space where we teach about self-directed neuroplasticity, blah, 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 blah. That's a lot of words. I want to tell you what neuroplasticity is by inviting you into a story. But Kat lied earlier. She said no one was going to try to sell you anything tonight. That is a lie. I am going to try my hardest to sell you on neuroplasticity. Because what is it? It is a gift of healing and learning. Neuroplasticity is just the word science chose to describe our ability to learn and adapt and change our stories. That's a beautiful thing. And our brains are designed to do this. We're designed to learn in every moment. But there's two really amazing things that happen. We're either learning something brand new and opening to new possibilities, or we're learning the same old garbage and reiterating it. So I want to invite you into what neuroplasticity can do for you. And for that, I want you to meet Heather. And Heather is here. She's not coming up on stage, she's in the front, so I encourage you to talk with her later. But Heather first came to me a few years ago, the sassiest, adorable woman I have ever met, and that is still true to date. And her attitude blew me away, and she said, I have a lot of stress, I want you to help me break through my stress. Heather is a semi-quadriplegic. She's considered an incomplete. She crushed her cervical spine when she was about 20, and she was thrown from a horse. And her entire way of being in the world had to change overnight. She was at the height of neuroplasticity. There was no pattern that she could rely on that could help her navigate the same way anymore. She had to learn how to be in her body and use it differently. And so we started working on stress, and her hands were paralyzed and gripped shut, and she didn't have volitional movement from the waist down. And we're working on stress, and I'm thinking, you know what? I think you have a story embedded in this injury of I can't. And I want to help you get to I can. So could we try something? So we were in this one meditation. I was guiding her, and I asked her if she wouldn't mind going back to the moment of the accident in her mind. And what was her hands doing at the moment just before she was thrown? And she said she was gripping the reins. And I said, what would it be like if in your mind you just let go of the reins? And so she did in this meditation. And then I had her go to I'm such a brain geek. I had her go to her motor cortex on both sides of her brain, and I had her imagine drawing hands and fingers and animating them in her brain. And then I had her give character to those fingers and colors and textures, and I had her send that information to her hands and let go of the reins and get to know her fingers again. And at the end of that one 20-minute meditation, that was our 6th session, she opened her eyes, and immediately after, she moved both of her thumbs 3 times each And I went through the roof and I'm screaming, "Oh my God, Heather, you're moving your fingers. When was the last time that happened?" And she said, "Before the accident, over 10 years ago." Now, Heather can move her fingers with a lot of concentration after she meditates. You need to do your homework, Heather. I'm just reminding you. She doesn't do her homework because she's very busy, but she can move her fingers when she does that because she moves through her I can't and uses neuroplasticity to move into I can. And by all outward appearances, she should have more I can'ts than any single one of you in this room. And she doesn't. There is no I can't that stops this woman. So my question that I want to leave to you is, what are your I can'ts? And what are you going to do about them tomorrow to change them to I can?